Whatever.
This is WIUR Radio.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Woodlawn Station. My name is Chris Gambino. I'm joined by Colin McGee and Dominic Noto. Before we start, we have an announcement. Congratulations to Brian Ferrer for winning Show of the Week. His show, the One and Done radio show, Tuesday at 5. Personally, I think it should have been us, but I heard this show's pretty good as well. I got to run at 6:30.
He's leaving us.
Listen, I didn't want to. I have a class. It's like a bi-weekly class. We have
That's what we're calling women nowadays.
We're talking to Bob Kendrick, the president of the Negro Leagues Museum in Kansas City, who's also featured on MLB The Show.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be cool.
Fun stuff.
Can't miss that. Now, to start, we'll talk about the Yankees because there's not much to go about there. There's a lot more, I think, when it comes to the Giants. More of the exciting storylines that you want to actually talk about. The Yankees, on the other hand, it's not very exciting. Luis Gil is out with a shoulder issue.
Strain.
It's about as bad as it gets.
Oh wait, no. Was Gil shoulder or was it a lat?
I mean, regardless, listen.
Let me check.
I think the thing to take away from it is, yeah, of course, he's such a great pitcher, and he took such a leap forward last year, and you hate to see him get hurt. But this is where Marcus Stroman needs to step up. And I was cool with the comments he made.
Lat strain, sorry.
All right. So he'll come back. He'll be back eventually, hopefully. Hopefully this isn't a lingering problem that keeps him out for multiple months. But this is where Stroman's reason for being on the roster still remains. I mean, he's got to step up, and he was great in spring training, but it's just that. He's got to be the fifth starter. I would think. I don't think they're going to go with anyone else. I don't think they're going to trade him at this point. I think Marcus Stroman's the fifth starter, and he wanted to make the comment of, "I'm a starter. I'm not a reliever," and I 100% respect it because that's what he's always been. He's been one of the better pitchers in this game for a while. But now it's his time to prove why he's still here, prove why he can help this team win. And so he's the guy I'm looking at, if I'm being completely honest.
Yeah, I think we'll hear conversations, or at least fans on Twitter talking about Will Warren possibly getting some starts towards the beginning of the season, but I don't think that's going to be realistic. I do think Will Warren's an interesting guy to watch, but yeah, Marcus Stroman, there's too much money there unless he's moved, which I don't see them doing now, especially with the heel injury. There's too much uncertainty. It doesn't make any sense. I think they're kind of made their bet with Marcus Stroman. If there's the only way you don't see Marcus Stroman on this roster is if he gets injured or somehow they end up trading him, or maybe they could DFA him. I don't see it as reasonable that they would do that, and they're just not the type of organization that does that sort of thing. So, yeah, it's 5 stars gonna be Stroman, which I mean, I guess it did kind of work out at the end. All this pitching we had, but a little bit unfortunate. I'm a little bit annoyed that we have to watch Stroman, but I mean, it could be worse. It could be someone like Carlos Carrasco starting games. So make do with what you have.
All offseason, too, we heard about how all they wanted to do was get rid of Marcus Stroman. It seems like every single trade proposal, we heard Marcus Stroman's name.
We got another one today. The Giants for Taylor Rogers.
Yeah, but, kind of the old saying in baseball is you never can have enough starting pitching, never can have enough pitching, and this is the reason why. I mean, obviously Stroman's not really someone who's going to necessarily excite us. We know what he is. He's a veteran at this stage in his career, but I'm sure he can get the job done standing there for a few months, especially just as the number 5 starter. Like, I think that's perfectly fine. Like, I don't have any concern of him there.
In other news, the Yankees have been getting some big production from their young guys in spring training, especially yesterday. They beat the Phillies like 12-3, and you don't care much about score, but you do care about the performances. Some of the young players, Jason Dominguez hitting a home run, Spencer Jones,
home run as well.
Yeah, Dominic Smith's been killing it this spring. Even though he's not one of the young players, but you're going to hear his name a lot this year. Other players,
George Lombard Jr.
Right, he's been the talk of spring. I feel like
and he is kind of the talk of spring. 2023 first round draft pick out of the Yankees, 26 overall. Out of high school, his dad is a coach for the Tigers. His brother is a 2026 like top prospect for the draft. Just very good pedigree, very good makeup. Has a really high ceiling. A very interesting guy to watch in the future for the Yankees. Could potentially be that third baseman of the future. Who knows? Could be the shortstop. Who knows? Really, I mean, these guys can become anything. That's the interesting thing about prospects. But don't want to get ahead of myself with it. But yeah, he's been laying the world on fire. I feel like every time I open Twitter, it's all I'm seeing is George Lombard Jr. So I'm really excited about him. I think he's the Yankees' second-ranked prospect on MLB Pipeline, just above Spencer Jones. So, I mean, yeah, something to get excited about. Maybe he'll reach Double-A this year. I don't know. You're not going to see him in the major league level for a couple of years, though. Gotta temper your expectations. The Yankees don't move that fast.
And I guess the last thing in Yankee news, we did see Max Fried for his
Max
debut.
Fried.
I think he looked very good. I know it's spring training, but he was doing exactly what he needs to do, getting ground balls. He looked in command.
Again,
Again,
a little bit of everything.
Again, spring training, but I feel like you could. It's the little things that you have to take away.
Yeah.
And he's not getting hit hard. He's not giving up long fly balls. He was doing exactly what he needs to do. I think he's in for a really big year. Personally, what do we think?
Yeah, I think so. Those lefties that pitch like the soft contact always do well in Yankee Stadium. Want to point to a specific. Cade Povich had a really good start in Yankee Stadium. He's a lefty, very similar comp. Obviously, Max Fried's double the pitcher that 10 times the pitcher that Cade Povich is, but just like those soft tossing lefties with the induced ground ball contact always work well in Yankee Stadium. So should be excited to see what Max Fried can do. A little bit of everything in his arsenal. Has a big wide repertoire of pitches to throw at you. So I mean, I think that contract seems that it'll age well. Just got to be worried about the injury stuff, and hopefully he stays healthy this year. We can't really deal with those injuries, especially considering the rotation. I mean, you're already having Luis Heel injury, but you also have other guys on that rotation that are healthy. Knock on wood, but have had injury problems within the last couple of years. Cole was out for a lot of the season. Carlos Rodon's had injury issues in the past, although he was healthy last year. Clark Schmidt was injured a lot of last season as well. So, I mean, they have to stay healthy. It's a very good rotation, but there's a lot of question marks there based on around health and who's going to rebound. Is Clark Schmidt going to, take another step forward like he did last year? Will he stay healthy again and do it too? Who knows? I hope. Will Garrett Cole stay healthy and be the pitcher we know he can be? Again, like there's variables. This is, what's concerning about the Yankees is that you don't really know. There's a lot of question marks around the team. Even with not even with just the pitching. The pitching seems to be the best thing about the team right now. But if when you move off the pitching, it's like it gets even worse. And already we're having question marks about the pitching. So I'm a little bit concerned to start the season. But again, I'm excited to see Yankee baseball again, to get that really poor taste out of my mouth from the World Series and the Juan Soto debacle. But yeah,
By the way, how about Juan Soto also being a 99 in the MLB The Show with Aaron Judge? Do you not agree with that?
It is what it is.
The only 99s in the game are Aaron Judge, Juan Soto, and Shohei Ohtani.
And Soto's getting ranked ahead of Judge in some rankings prior to the season as the second best player. That's absolutely ludicrous. And I'd be saying this even if he was a Yankee. He's not a 99 overall. I'm also hearing this storyline. I hate it so much. He misses the Yankees. Was that?
Yeah, I saw.
Is that something that actually was out there? That's not. Nobody wants to.
I thought that was satire at first.
So
because
did I.
That's like,
I'm hearing these radio stations mention it. It's ridiculous.
I guess it's real.
Mets fans hate it. I think Yankee fans should hate that even more because it means nothing. It's just nonsense. But Colin, I know you want to, so let's talk about the Giants.
Well, there's a lot of important stuff going on in Giants land because this is the last episode of the WoodLawnStation until we hit NFL free agency, and a lot can change in the next week. The tampering process starts on Monday. The league official window doesn't open until Wednesday at 4 o'clock, but most of the deals, you'll see a lot of them start to get done Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So Matthew Stafford is staying as a Los Angeles Ram. Let's get that out of the way first. As you know, the combine went on last week. It was said that the Giants did offer Matthew Stafford $100 million guaranteed along with the Las Vegas Raiders. And after that, Stafford just decided that he'd rather stay in Los Angeles. I can respect that decision because even though I wanted him obviously as a Giant, I don't know why the hell he would ever choose the New York Giants. I just didn't see that being realistic, nor would he ever choose the Raiders. Let's face it, the Rams were the closest team to being the Eagles in the playoffs this year. It made sense for him to stay. And yeah, it's a good move for him. But this is when we have to talk about what happens next for the Giants. Where do they pivot? Immediately after the Rams ended up re-signing Matthew Stafford, giving that an extension, we heard a report how the Giants are in on Aaron Rodgers. That's right, Aaron Rodgers, the 4-time MVP, 1-time Super Bowl champion, widely regarded as one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time at the age of 41 years old. And it's a very controversial kind of topic, seeing as what happened last season with the Jets. A lot of ups and downs, wild rides. Really was kind of brought in to be the savior of that franchise, and he gets hurt. Obviously, just 12 seconds into his Jets tenure, misses that entire first season. Second season, he comes back. He pieced it a little bit to get it near the end of the second half there, but they only won 4 or 5 games. It was still a disaster. So, what does Aaron Rodgers bring to the Giants potentially? I think that Aaron Rodgers would still be the best quarterback, have the best quarterback play this team has had since 2015 in Eli Manning, even at this age. And it goes to show you once again just how long this team has consistently just been treading water without a real quarterback option. It's not like Aaron Rodgers would necessarily be the savior. However, what Aaron Rodgers does is he could represent that bridge. We hear so often in the NFL how a lot of teams want to get a bridge quarterback to, kind of mentor a young rookie quarterback, because another big story as well is that the Giants are very much in conversations with the Tennessee Titans right now to trade up for the number 1 overall pick in the draft. And a lot of people expect it's going to be for Cam Ward. So we could see a scenario this coming season where we have both Aaron Rodgers and Cam Ward in the Giants quarterback room. And honestly, that's what I want to happen. It's controversial that Aaron Rodgers, is not a lot of guy who people want the baggage, want that him as part of that fan base. But as someone who grew up watching Aaron Rodgers, saw how, in my opinion, one of the greatest throwers of the football we've ever seen, maybe just based off pure talent, you could argue he's the best thrower of the ball we've ever seen. Seeing that on the Giants, listen, it would be fun. Because let's face it, I said this on the show many times. The Giants are not going to be a good football team next year. More likely than not, Brian Daboll and Joe Shane are going to get fired next year. So why not have a little bit of excitement? Because what's the other option? We go get Jameis Winston. I mean, yeah, people from the outside love to say that Jameis Winston's a fun quarterback to watch, but all he does is throw interceptions. I mean, you talk about just, if you're a Giants fan who's starting to feel apathetic, because that's what I felt a lot of last year. I felt apathetic towards watching this team because it was just so bland, so uninspiring, so unwatchable. I mean, what changes that more than Aaron Rodgers, one of the most polarizing figures in the game? And on top of that, too, the fact that he probably brings Devontae Adams with him. We talk about a potential wide receiver room of Devontae Adams pairing with Malik Neighbors. A lot of potential there. So I would like to see it happen. There's other options, of course. Russell Wilson is who many people think may be the more likely option. But I mean, obviously, if you sign Aaron Rodgers, that does not stop you from trading up for the number 1 overall pick. You still are looking to get that done. But I think you have to get Rodgers because say you can make that trade with the Titans, you can't convince me that what's the move then? You're going to trade up for Jackson Dart, or are you just going to sign Russell Wilson or Jameis Winston? Brian Daboll and Joe Shane are getting fired. That's not moving the needle. And you can say it's not good for the future of this organization, but at the end of the day, you have to view it from Shane's perspective. He knows his job is on the line. He's going to take the biggest swing he can. And if you ask me, I think that swing is Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, and listen, I'm with you. I would do the same thing. I would sign Rodgers, see the best quarterback you can get in the draft, let him sit out a year, let Rodgers play this year, and see what happens. The only problem, I guess this is playing devil's advocate here, is you see what how much of a disaster that was. And then with Rodgers potentially getting Devontae Adams as well comes with him. And so essentially you're doing in 1 year what the Jets did last year.
I still think it's different, though, because the reason why I say that is that I think Aaron Rodgers has lost all of his leverage. Because, I mean, let's face it, he basically owned the Jets. He dictated every single move they were going to make. He basically was Woody Johnson's father. He told him everything to do, and he listened to him. Aaron Rodgers lost that privilege. He's a 41-year-old quarterback, and the fact that he even went out and reached out to the Giants in the first place proves that he's not getting the market he thought he had. We heard about how, maybe if Stafford got traded, the Rams would have been interested. We heard about maybe the Steelers are an option. Those teams aren't calling right now. That's the reason why he's reaching out to the Giants. Because let's face it, you're not reaching out to the 3-14 New York Giants if you really think that you have this big, robust market. So what the Giants offer you is the opportunity to start, to prove yourself, give you that chance to still play in the NFL. However, we're also not going to let you dictate everything like you did for the Jets. So I think it's a perfect marriage, actually, because let's face it, it's not like, because you could say he goes into Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh has a great winning culture with Mike Tomlin. You could say he's going to ruin that culture. What culture is there here to ruin? What is there, what exactly, let's face it, the Giants were the laughingstock, the absolute laughingstock of the sport last year. You turn on ESPN, you turn on Fox Sports, anything, constant ridicule. Oh my God, they let Saquon Barkley walk. Oh, they're horrible. They gave Daniel Jones his contract. It's not like you're going to be ridiculed anymore for signing Aaron Rodgers. You're really not. So you might as well take the swing and hit on the upside because, like I said, if I'm Joe Shane right now, I'm going for the move that gives me the highest upside, gives me the highest potential. And it's Aaron Rodgers still. It's not Russell Wilson. It's not Jameis Winston. I don't think it's Shedeur Sanders. Because, listen, a lot of people in the combine have not been talking very highly about Shedeur Sanders. It seems like his stock could be falling.
They said he was tanking certain interviews.
Yeah,
that's what I heard.
I mean, there's people. Some people have character concerns. It doesn't really bother me, but people are just talking about the arm strength. Not a lot of scouts are saying much positive things about him, which is really a red flag, at least in this evaluation process. But but the Giants are not. It's not like not signing Aaron Rodgers. People are going to be like, "Oh, the Giants are this respectful, great organization." No, you're a laughingstock. You were a laughingstock last year, and you're going to be a laughingstock again this year if you suck. So what's your best chance of changing that? It's Aaron Rodgers, whether you like it or not.
And essentially, they'll be playing with house money. Aaron Rodgers would, because again, he had a lot of pressure on him signing with the Jets. Because, like you said, he basically had the keys to that, keys to the kingdom, if you want to call that a kingdom. The keys to the New York Jets.
It's a kingdom.
Everything
it's a kingdom.
He did, it led to
Woody Johnson's kingdom.
Led to Salah getting
Rick
fired.
Johnson's kingdom, actually.
Well, he's the heir to the throne. He's like the young prince.
Well, yeah, but he only it's just Madden, That's how they.
If the Jets are a kingdom, the Giants are definitely a kingdom because it's all the nepism that goes down in there.
Those are two kingdoms.
It's basically like the British royal family over there.
Listen,
that's what New York football is.
Game of Thrones. I think obviously Rodgers led to the firing of Salah, Joe Douglas. Right, all these moves were made to try to win that last year. To get Rodgers, to get the most you can out of Rodgers, and all they got really was mediocre play from him. But he comes to the Giants, as you mentioned, no culture here, playing with house money, his last year in the NFL, not really trying to win, but would, be pretty much idolized here if he did win. And can you imagine if he did win here, and there's a statue being built outside of Rodgers, but it's him wearing the Giants uniform, not the Jets uniform?
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but I will say.
But hey.
But
imagine.
Listen, I will
imagine.
I will say
that's all we can do as Giants fans.
Think of Aaron Rodgers' PR right now. Everyone thinks of him as just a disaster. If he went to the Giants this year and he brought them to the playoffs, and he retired off that, how much better does his legacy look? Oh, I know he wouldn't get a statue, but how much better does his legacy look? How much better does that look? If
he won a Super Bowl with the Giants, would they build a statue?
No. I would build a statue myself.
You would build the statue.
I would build a statue myself if he got me a Super Bowl ring.
You got to imagine though that the Giants have better play calling than the Jets did last year.
Absolutely,
but
that's also but that's also where we come into another problem because we heard a lot about how Rodgers basically dictated that offense, especially in Green Bay. That was a big problem between him and Matt LaFleur, even Mike McCarthy, is that he always was audible in the play out of the line of scrimmage. So he basically was calling the plays and dictating the offense. So we're going to see if that happens with him and Brian Dable, but then again, what did John Mara say at his goodbye press conference? He said that he kind of wants Mike Kafka to take over the play calling, which is a disaster in its own right. I don't know if I talked about it on one of the other shows. The fact that John Mara wants to take away Brian Dable's play call and he's still keeping him as the head coach, what are you doing? I still can't understand it. But yeah, listen, I grew up watching Aaron Rodgers as a kid. He's still, when I think about growing up watching football, Aaron Rodgers is one of the first names that comes to mind. So maybe, it probably doesn't work out. But at least for me, after watching Daniel Jones fun fact, Daniel Jones has actually started a quarter of my life for Giants football. Think about that. A quarter of my life, Daniel Jones was the Giants starting quarterback. So having a guy that I actually somewhat respect and like in Aaron Rodgers, I think I would enjoy that. Even if it's awful, I would still enjoy it.
Torture.
We're talking about sports.
Daniel Jones torturing us for a long time. Thank God he's gone.
Still an option on the free agent market.
Jesus Christ. I think I should run, but it was a pleasure.
The ladies are calling.
Yeah.
He has somewhere
Have a good
better
one,
to be.
John.
Everyone, Chris Gambino, give it up.
He doesn't want to stay here.
What's happening? What are we talking about while I'm gone?
That's for you to find out when you watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Alright.
that's why you should have stayed around.
We'll see you later, Chris. Are we gonna see you later tonight?
I don't know. We'll see. I might see you at the gym. Leg day.
All right. We're at a full-blown conversation. All right. Now that loser is gone, we can actually have some fun.
Welcome to the new and improved Woodlawn Station.
Station.
Colin McGee, Dominic Noto. Let's get to business.
Oh, we have to do our ad read. But before we do that, we have to fight over who has to do it. So if I win, you're doing it. Or if you win, I do it. How about that? Or do you want to do it?
Whatever. Let's flip a coin for it. Do you have a coin on you?
There's no way. Actually, let me check my bag. My bag of tricks. No, I don't have a coin in here.
All right, rock, paper, scissors.
Jersey rules.
Best of 3 or 1?
No, best of 3. All right, read it.
All right, so
Read him and weep.
save the date. The Woman's Her Story Dinner, March 7 in the Burke Lounge at 5 p.m., hosted by the Council of Academic and Special Interest Clubs. Come see the keynote speaker, Nurishel Mayer, Yadira Ramos Herbert. Free fruit and drink will be provided. Business casual attire recommended. Follow Iona Academic Clubs on Instagram for more information. Thank you.
Very good, very good, very good. You wanna hop in over here?
I guess
So
it
we're
makes
not-
it better for the viewing experience.
Yeah, you know. Change of scenery, just switching it up. All right. So very special ideas.
It's not every day you see someone change seats on the Woodlawn Station.
Exactly. No, it's like a game of musical chairs. So we did talk about what we were gonna do after Chris left.
We
Tier
brought
list?
up tier list. Yes, we
Yes,
did.
tier
I
list.
think pizza toppings. I want to
Pizza
that
toppings.
one.
All right. So do I pull it up on my computer?
Yeah, I think that's a logical way to go about it.
Pizza time. It's pizza time.
Getting real wacky on this Wednesday.
Yes. Well, every Wednesday is wacky. I gotta connect to the internet. Actually, let me put my hotspot on. What the heck? Okay. No. That's not how I spelled too. Okay.
So for context, the tiers are was that the right
Alright,
stuff.
I think we have to move. How far can I move this?
I don't know if the camera can really pick up what we're looking at here.
What should we do? What? Our producer is helping us.
Do you want me to zoom in if you sit there?
That could work.
Yeah.
Pull up the YouTube on your phone if you want, and you can take a look at what the camera goes. I can zoom in on your laptop if you want me to.
All right,
Just
all right.
sit next to it.
So wait. So you're saying put it here, or like where do you want me to put it?
As long as it's facing the screen, I can zoom in. So if you want,
Can you get it right here? All right. Perfect. All right.
What do we have up first?
Like this? All right. Let me see if I can. It's kind of hard to do it from this angle. Well, I mean, they're not gonna see me, right?
You don't want to put it right here, and then you can just sit.
Oh yeah.
You can just sit there. You can just switch to this microphone.
Oh, so we're changing scenery again.
Game of musical chairs today.
Very, very special episode of Woodlawn Station. Oh, okay.
This one's for the record books.
This is definitely a silly episode of Woodlawn Station. All time.
Okay. What's up first?
I think bacon. Yeah, that is bacon.
Bacon's got to be near the top.
Is it zoomed in?
All right, talk to me about bacon.
On a pizza?
Yeah.
I feel like bacon, it's not that like it's a bad pizza topping. I just like You know, like you don't really get bacon for a pizza topping.
It's unconventional. However, it does its role.
I agree. It does do its role, but like, what does bacon do that sausage doesn't give you?
I can see that. No, I agree with that because you see a lot of like sausage and pepperoni. It's just that like if I see bacon on a pizza, like I'm gonna be excited over it because it's different.
Moderately excited over it though, because you don't really do bacon on pizza. Like, you know, it's like it's an odd choice. I think that's perfect. All right. Okay. Our options are I had to get up and look at this. The low tier stuff, the so-so stuff, the good stuff, the great stuff, and the right stuff.
I think it's the good stuff because I wouldn't say it's the perfect stuff. I think it's good.
All right. I will agree with you on that. I'll see because it's just bacon. Is that steak? Who puts steak on a pizza? All right. I'm putting that like the so-so stuff. I'm gonna say that's so-so stuff because who's putting steak on a pizza like that? Honestly, you could put it in the low tier. And I love steak. Big fan of meat. Big fan of steak.
I imagine we all are on the Woodlawn Station.
But I don't know how you put that. Where we think?
So what was it? It was so-so, then okay.
I think it's either so-so or low tier.
So it's low tier, so-so, okay, good, great.
No. It's low tier, so-so, good, great, and right stuff.
I'm sure it would taste good, but just because like I've never heard of it before, I think it's got to go in so-so.
I'm sure it would taste good too, but like, how are you putting steak on pizza? Like, effectively. Okay, peppers. Peppers by themselves on a pizza doesn't really do it for me.
I think it's so-so. Or you could put it low tier, but I won't be that disrespectful because I mean,
because like if you put it with peppers, that's good. I mean, peppers with sausage. I mean,
yeah,
that's good.
I mean, that's an Italian restaurant staple.
Just but by itself though, really do that. So I'm putting that in the so-so as well. What the sigma is that? Broccoli. All right, that's going to
low tier.
I enjoy broccoli on its own. On a pizza, it's awful. Is that cheese? Yeah, I think that's cheese. All right.
Well,
cheese is the right stuff. That's going top.
So top tier for cheese.
Maybe it's just Parmesan. But... Are these just tomatoes? All right, tomatoes.
But do you mean like the actual like tomato sauce, or are you talking about the fruit?
The fruit. You're calling it a fruit?
A vegetable. I'm sorry.
Actually, I think it is technically a fruit.
It's kind of a debate. I'm sorry for generalizing.
Well, I mean, like in my head, like tomato is a vegetable, but like I think like actually like anatomically speaking, it's actually just it's a fruit.
It can go either way, really. It's a big debate.
But you can do. So are we talking about sauce? Because obviously, well, no, because it's a topping, so it's just like sliced tomatoes, I guess.
Yeah, that's low tier for me.
I disagree because I've had pizzas with sliced tomatoes on it, and like a little bit of ricotta cheese. Ricotta. It's pretty good.
So what's your rating?
I'm not gonna put it. I cannot in good conscience put it above peppers, so I will put it right next to peppers on the right.
So what tier will you put it in then?
The so-so stuff.
Okay, I can live with that.
What is this, chicken?
Oh, chicken's like that's the right stuff.
You think that's the right stuff?
Well, if it was buffalo chicken, I'd be even more inclined. But
well,
like,
I mean, I think in general,
you can't go wrong with a chicken slice. I mean, it's classic.
What the sigma is this? Is that corn? Who's putting corn on a pizza? That's low tier. That is low tier. I'm putting my brightness up because this is not doing it for me. Oh, there we go. All right, I can't see this either. What is that? The viewers are definitely getting a really good view here. I don't know what that is. Can you get over here, Colin?
Okay.
Tell me what you think this is. Which
one?
Because this is this one. Oh, one that's just one to the back.
Looks like some sort of fruit.
All right, I'm putting that in the low tier because that does not look like it belongs on pizza. I'm gonna sit over. I'm actually gonna kneel in front of it because I can't see a thing over here.
Well, let me take the chair then over here.
All right. Is this more? Are these more peppers? Are these jalapenos, maybe? All right, let me bring the mic over here. All right. Next one's eggplant. I'm not a big eggplant fan. I'm putting that in low tier. Any objections?
I don't have any.
Jalapenos. I mean, that's just spice for the love of for the love of the game. I'm not really not a big spice fan on pizza. What do we think?
Which is it? Just jalapeno?
Yeah, it's the jalapenos.
Yeah, I mean, I think there could be some merit in it, but like I think the highest it can go is so, but I probably still put it in low tier.
All right. Mushrooms. I think. Not a big mushrooms fan.
I would put it in low tier.
That will get us ridiculed. Olives? Who's putting olives on a pizza?
It's a bad day to be a fruit or vegetable.
Well, I mean, we got tomatoes and peppers up here. You know what? I'll put olives in the so stuff because it's not that bad. Onions? I'll put that. I think that's good stuff.
I can get behind it.
Is this pepperoni? Yeah, I gotta mention it. All right. I'm gonna say that's not the right stuff, but it is great. So I'm putting that in great.
I'm glad you said that because I know it's a bit of a hot take. Pepperoni's good, but I wouldn't say it's the best pizza.
It's
topping.
very a classic pizza topping. You know, things that people think of when they think of pizza toppings. But honestly, pepperoni's like middle of the road. I mean, I think it's better than bacon and onions, but I do think it's okay. All right, pineapple. Low tier. Get the hell out of here. What is this? What the heck is it? I don't know what that is. Just because I don't know what that is, I'm putting that low. I think this is spinach.
Yeah, it's also low.
I'll put that in so-so stuff because
Really?
I do enjoy myself some spinach.
Big spinach guy.
I am a big spinach guy. I always get into my omelets. All right. Then we got sausage.
I think it's right. Yeah, I agree.
Wow. Look
There-
at this.
There you have it.
There you have it. Our official tier list. Wow. All right. We don't really have anything else after this, do we?
Unless you want to do another tier list or
I'm not really comfortable doing these tier lists because I'm like kneeling on the ground over here. Look at what I do this is what I do for your entertainment. We could
it's a real shame we lost Uwu Fufu. For those of you who know.
yeah. Rest in peace. What else could we do?
We could talk about something.
We could talk about something. Or do you want to go back to our original location?
Okay, we'll do
A
that.
little bit more musical chairs. Is the camera I'm gonna switch this, and then we're just gonna talk. All right. Put this back. That was weird. All right. I can keep the computer out if we want to look something up. All right. What do we have in mind?
I don't know. Is there anything?
We could ask ChatGPT what to talk about.
Can you ask ChatGPT to do a pizza tier list?
All right. ChatGPT. Pizza topping tier list?
Yeah.
I'll put pizza topping
Did
tier
you just
list.
ask if he asked it, please, for record?
Yes, of course I ask please, because when the AI is put into robots and starts actually doing something, I won't be the first one killed.
We have an
It'll be
ally.
you though, because you probably are rude to the AI.
No,
ChatGPT's coming right for you.
I wouldn't say I'm rude. I think that's a little bit of a stretch.
Pizza topping tier list. All right, so top from best to worst. Show it at C, D, and F. All right. I'm not giving them any toppings to. All right, chat. What are we doing here? Come on.
Maybe it
Failing
doesn't
me.
understand what you're trying to ask it.
No, it knows what I'm asking. It'll at least try. Oh, that's my homework. Here's a pizza topping tier list based on general popularity and flavor balance. All right. We can debate this actually.
Yes, we can.
All right. So S tier is pepperoni, sausage, bacon, mushrooms, and fresh mozzarella.
They put bacon in S tier, which, like I said, like I'm sure it's great.
I'm
It's
sure it
just
is
not-
great. I'm sure that it is great. So you know what? I'll give that to chat. You know what? I also see that pepperoni is probably an S tier topping. If you ask any other group of people, we're just not those people. Mushrooms, I'm not a big fan. I hate mushrooms. So I don't know, Chad. I think that's not a good one.
You're not being very friendly to it right now, are you?
No. Well, I mean, I'm not typing into it, so it can't hear me. All right. A tier. Excellent. Almost always a win. Black olives, onions, green peppers, prosciutto, garlic, and basil. All right. I'm good with basil, garlic, prosciutto, onions. Debatable on green peppers. Black olives at an A tier, though. Like, what are we doing, ChatGPT? What are we doing? I want to sit. We need to sit and talk about this for a little bit.
Which one?
Black olives.
I've never done it personally.
Yeah. Well, I mean, have you had a black olive?
Yeah, but like I would never put it on a pizza.
Exactly. So, like, why would? What do we think? No, we're getting a thumbs
James
down.
says no.
All right. Green peppers. What do we think? On a pizza? Middle. Chat has it in an A tier. I don't think it's personally. I don't think it's that hot. Prosciutto. If you've never had prosciutto, it's an Italian cold cut. It's like very salty. It's like I don't know how to describe. It's like have you ever had prosciutto?
I'm sure I have. I just can't. It's not really memorable though. That's the problem.
If you ever get like an Italian sandwich, probably have had it.
No, I'm sure I have. It's just like it doesn't really stand out to you, you know.
Okay. We'll move on to the B tier. Pineapple, spinach, chicken, jalapenos,
in the
and
B
feta
tier.
cheese.
Chicken
All right.
in the B
This
tier.
is this we got a problem with because chicken should not be in the B tier. Chicken is a all-time meat and it has to be up higher. Spinach, I'm okay with spinach being in B tier. Pineapple, I think pineapple is an F. But I will admit that some people do enjoy it. So I will say that you can put pineapple in the C tier. But what are we doing putting it in the B tier?
But
I mean,
also,
that's ridiculous.
for context for our listeners, the tier list says good but situational. I don't see how chicken is ever situational. I think it could apply itself to any situation.
I think chicken's the most versatile meat that there is.
Absolutely. I mean, think of how many different things you could do with chicken.
I mean, you can put chicken in anything.
So to call chicken situational, I mean, it's almost like it's disrespecting the game.
It is disrespecting a legend of the game. I mean, this is an all-time great. That's an inner circle Hall of Famer pizza topping, and they're putting it in a B tier. That's like saying, I don't even know. That's like saying Babe Ruth isn't a Hall of Famer. That's like saying that Eli Manning isn't a first round Hall of Famer.
Apparently, the canon voters thought so too.
ChatGPT has something in common with them. All right, feta cheese. I don't know how I feel about that. Who's putting that on a pizza? Okay. Move on to the next one. C tier: ground beef, anchovies, artichokes, and barbecue sauce. All right, artichokes do not belong on pizza. That should be an F. That's crazy.
You know, I've had barbecue pizza before, and like I like barbecue, but I don't think it's like the right thing to put on a pizza. It doesn't like I don't think it really works together. That's the problem.
Ground beef doesn't really belong on pizza either, to be honest with you.
Yeah, we spoke about that. I don't think it does.
Barbecue drizzle, we said, or anchovies. I think C is probably where that belongs because that is a common pizza topping, so it does belong in the C tier, but no higher than that. Oh, we're seeing corn again. What the heck?
Corn's in the D tier.
All right, D tier, broccoli, corn, tuna, and pickles. I have a problem with this right away.
Okay.
Broccoli, if pineapple is in B tier, if spinach is in B tier, if artichokes is in C tier, broccoli needs to be there.
The problem is pineapple has a great PR campaign. I mean, I feel like we always hear people talk
Pineapple
about
has an
pineapple.
insane. I mean, it's explosive. You know,
Yeah.
but like, why pineapple?
Listen, pineapple knows how to market itself. You can't really hate on it for that.
But like but even artichokes is on here, and artichokes has an awful PR campaign. I don't even know that that's a you don't even know that's a
wanna know
pizza
where I
topping.
first found out
Broccoli,
about,
you know,
no,
is a
you
pizza
want to know where I
topping.
first found out about artichokes being a pizza topping from? You ever play Club Penguin?
I mean, back in the day,
Of course, that's where I first found out about it from, though. The Club Penguin pizza shop. That's where I first found out about artichokes. So that goes to show you just how horrible of a PR campaign artichokes have.
I mean, they're dated. It's like
Yeah,
I mean, back in the day, they did have a solid PR campaign.
it's
but
almost like
not
pineapple.
anymore.
It's almost like pineapple's Netflix and artichokes is Blockbuster. That's almost what it is.
I think saying it's Blockbuster is even being too generous.
How far back would you go?
Hold on. It's kind of more like give me 1 second. It's like Standard Oil, you know? It's like Standard Oil versus like Exxon Mobil, you know? It's like, yeah, back in the day it had its sunshine, you know, back in the 1900s, but I mean, who's putting artichokes on pizza nowadays? Come on. All right, tuna on a pizza is actually like repulses me, so that should probably be an F. I enjoy pickles.
I do as well.
On a pizza though?
Not on the pizza. However, pickles do have their lane. They do.
Not on pizza though.
Not pizza. But
Definitely not on pizza.
There is a place for pickles.
I love pickles, but not on pizza. I'm shocked that eggplant didn't even make it on this.
Let's see the F tier.
Mayo, canned sardines, peas, and marshmallows.
Marshmallows.
You ever had like a dessert pizza?
No. What is a dessert pizza?
You've never had like it's like chocolate sauce and then you can put like marshmallows instead of the cheese. It's like you put like the chocolate sauce instead of the tomato sauce, and then like you put marshmallows instead of the cheese.
What was your opinion?
I mean, I think it has its place. I don't think it's an F tier compared to the other things that are on here. I mean, yes, I would. ChatGPT ask me, would you make any changes? I absolutely would. This was horrible.
I don't think ChatGPT's smelling the friendship.
Oh my God. Fair enough. Hit me with your rankings. What goes where? I want to hear your definitive pizza topping tier list. You know what? You don't deserve it after that performance. All right. What else can we do?
Well, I think we've already been going for like 45 minutes. So, I mean, what do you think?
Could wrap up.
We always could.
We could, or we can continue going. Drag this on another 15 minutes.
Is there another topic besides pizza toppings we should discuss? There's a lot of topics out there.
Rutherford B. Hayes?
Rutherford B. Hayes. That wasn't what I was expecting.
Hold on, let me ask ChatGPT for his unfiltered opinion on Rutherford B. Hayes.
I don't have any opinion on Rutherford B. Hayes, but if you want to give our viewers your opinion, go right ahead.
One of our worst presidents ever. How are you putting ended Reconstruction as a pro? This is so ChatGPT. This is a big yikes. Ended the pros for Rutherford B. Hayes. Ended Reconstruction in the Compromise of 1877. Then it goes into the cons. Compromise of 1877. So I mean, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? We're praising him for something that is objectively an awful thing. Jeez. All right. I think that's all the Rutherford B. Hayes airtime.
That's all he deserves.
I think that's all he deserves because he does not deserve anything else.
If you want to do Ulysses S. Grant, though, go ahead.
Oh, Ulysses S. Grant. I mean, where do I start? I mean, all-time Chad. Definitely a GOAT. President and general. I mean, all-time winner. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Just.
Do you think we asked ChatGPT to rank the presidents?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Should we do a presidential tier list or should we do
I just want to see what AI would put.
Rank all the I'm gonna say United. I'll add a please here too. Oh, it's doing it in they're doing it in tiers.
Oh, GOAT presidents.
All right. We can break this down and discuss. Barack Obama is 10. Woodrow Wilson's way too high. I'll tell you that much. Joe Biden at 19. Donald Trump is last. How do you put Donald Trump below Andrew Johnson?
They only have 35 names. Shouldn't there be 45? They didn't rank all of them.
Well, there isn't 45, but they're missing a few.
Yeah.
What are they missing? Is there Washington on this? George Washington, Jefferson, Madison, Adams, Monroe. Where's Madison? Oh, Madison. Where are we missing?
Probably just a lot of the more obscure ones.
There's 45 presidents, right? Yeah, there's 45.
You know what else we should do? We should ask ChatGPT, who's winning the 2025 World Series.
Oh, we could do that to end the episode. No, you're wrong, ChatGPT. There are 45 presidencies, but only 44 individuals. Am I mathing this wrong? No, because Biden was 46, and Cleveland was twice,
And Trump was twice. So there's
and
only
Trump was twice. So
45.
now Trump was 47.
Yeah.
So if you take off the 2 extras for Cleveland and Trump, it's 45.
Yeah.
All right. What? You're not even.
All right.
All right. They left off Calvin Coolidge, Howard Taft, W. Bush.
I just say we.
No,
ask it
Trump was
about-
already on there.
I think we just ask it about sports. I don't think that they understand the workings of the U.S. presidency.
No, they don't. I mean, it's a slightly competent ranking. It's just
I would say the S tier is very fair.
yeah, but it kind of goes downhill from there. Because like John Adams was probably too high.
All right, let's try the sports angle.
All right. Who will win the 2025 World Series? I'll put MLB World Series. Searching the web. No, I don't want betting odds.
Can we accidentally project the standings?
You're humble. Can you project the LB divisional? And wait. I'll ask it to create a playoff bracket. It's using Reddit. Oh, give me odds. All right. But it didn't give me
Well, it did predict the Yankees to win the AL East.
can you use these teams win? Oh wait. Am I boring you, Colin?
No, not at all. I'm just waiting for ChatGPT to come back with the answer.
All right. Okay. You heard it here first, folks. In the AL wildcard round, the 4-seed Baltimore Orioles will win 2-1 over the Houston Astros. In the other wildcard series in the AL, the 3-seed Texas Rangers will sweep the Minnesota Twins 2-0. There's summaries for what will happen too. Should I read the summaries
Yes,
as
you
well?
should.
All right, so Baltimore's young core will outperform Houston's veteran lineup. I seriously doubt that Houston might get there, but that's another thing. Texas pitching will power hitting will prove too much for the Twins. In the National League, it is Mets versus Phillies, and the Phillies will win 2-1. Phillies playoff experience will carry them over the Mets. Well, now this is a shocker here. This is a shocker. Why are the Dodgers here? The Dodgers can't be here twice. The Dodgers are here twice. And the Dodgers end up winning.
The Rangers also make the World Series out of the American League.
Okay. I will read it. I'm gonna change the Dodgers to Padres because I think that's the reasonable swap here. All right. Okay. The Chicago Cubs will play the San Diego Padres, and the Padres will sweep 2-0. Padres' depth and pitching will dominate. Now, and then in the ALDS, the Yankees will face the Baltimore Orioles in a tightly contested series where the Yankees win 3-2. The Yankees' power hitters and bullpen will edge out Baltimore. Texas Rangers versus the didn't the Twins just lose? What is happening? Why are they playing the Twins?
All right. Well, anyway, we'll just ignore that one, and we'll just say it's Rangers versus who did they lose to previously?
The Rangers beat the Twins.
Okay, so we're just gonna give the Rangers an automatic bye to the ALCS. That's what's gonna happen. Whoever was the other team, they got disqualified.
All right. Braves versus Phillies. The Braves are going to win 3-2 in a rematch of NLDS matchups, but the Braves barely scrape by. Dodgers take on the Cubs. Did the Cubs not just lose? Yeah, no, the Cubs did.
That's
lose.
the Padres. That would be the Padres.
Oh
the
yeah,
Dodgers
so it would be the Padres. Yeah. So the Padres simply can't keep up with the Dodgers' firepower. And then Yankees versus Rangers in the ALCS and Braves versus Dodgers. I don't know if the Rangers would get this far, but this is pretty likely 3 teams that you would see. Yankees struggle against Texas's pitching. Which pitching are we talking about? Okay. Well, the Rangers' clutch hitting sends them to the World Series. Okay. And then the Braves versus the Dodgers. The Dodgers win 4-3. A classic battle, but the Dodgers' depth gives them the edge in a Game 7 thriller. All right, Rangers versus Dodgers. The Dodgers' combination of elite pitching, deep lineup, and experience proves too much for the Rangers, bringing another title to LA.
As if they needed another one.
Wouldn't be surprising given their roster moves and depth. All right. I hate you, ChatGPT.
That's enough of ChatGPT for this episode.
That was 30 minutes of waffling with Dom and Colin.
I hope you all enjoyed.
I hope you did all enjoy. I think we should wrap up the episode.
I think that's a fair idea. So we'll wrap up here. I hope you all enjoyed this special edition of the WoodLawnStation. Maybe if you're lucky, we might do another tier list in our next episode. Who knows? But that's it for all.
If you're all good boys and girls.
He's Dominic Noto. I'm Colin McGee. Thank you all. We'll see you next Wednesday.
This is